Escudero in. A surprise shakeup in the Senate happened on Monday after Senate President Mig Zubiri stepped down and was replaced by Senator Chis Escudero. Camille Samonte has the report.
2 days before the second regular session of the 19th Congress officially closes, Senator Mig Zubiri stepped down as Senate President after serving for 2 years.
Today, I offer my resignation as Senate President of the Republic of the Philippines. And upon stepping down, I vow to serve as an independent member of the Senate. My allegiance as ever belonging only to the Filipino people. I leave with my head held high, knowing that I did what is right for the Senate and for the nation.
Zubiri was emotional when he made this announcement before his colleagues at the Senate plenary. In his speech, Zubiri alluded to the political forces behind his ouster.
I have never dictated my position on any of you. You know that. I've always supported your independence, which is probably why I faced my demise today. I failed to follow instructions from the powers that be. I fought the good fight. If I've ruffled some feathers in doing so, then so be it.
The Senate leadership has been hounded by coup rumors for months now, mostly in relation to talks on charter change. The speculations intensified over the weekend. Before the plenary session even opened today, Senator Joel Villanueva confirmed that leadership changes in the chamber is part of the agenda. Right after Zubiri's speech, Villanueva also resigned as Senate Majority Leader. He was joined by other members of the Senate leadership, J.V. Ejercito stepping down as Deputy Majority Leader, and Lored Legarda as Senate President pro tempore. Senators close to Zubiri could not hide their emotions over the announcement.
Sa bandang huli, isa lang po ang ating pinipili, ang ating minamahal na Pilipinas. Being part of the leadership, Madam President, carries a cost, requiring leaders to be ready to consistently make sacrifices, prioritizing the interest of their organization, institution, or even their country above their own self-interest. And so today, Madam President, I tender my resignation.
I think there's no reason, of course, emotions may dictate that they bow their heads, but there's no reason to bow their heads. Talagang, I think, when all is said and done, when history is written, wala silang ikakahiya. They stood on the right side of history.
Once the Senate leadership posts were vacated, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano moved to nominate Senator Chis Escudero for Senate President. The senators were not able to vote on this, as Senator Jinggoy Estrada immediately moved to close the nomination. Escudero accepted his nomination and immediately took his oath. In his speech, Escudero thanked Zubiri.
I salute you, and I hope I will make you proud, you especially among all our other colleagues. And hopefully, you will not leave my side whenever I ask for guidance, whenever I ask for help, and whenever I ask for your wisdom.
Senator Francis Tolentino is meanwhile named the new Senate Majority Leader, while Senator Jinggoy Estrada will take over the Senate pro tempore post. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Right after his resignation, Senator Mig Zubiri told the press that he already saw his ouster coming as early as last week. Zubiri said he is disappointed over the betrayal of some colleagues who had pledged full support to him up to the last minute.
Medyo masama ng loob ko dahil meron pa mga nagte-text sa akin, we're with you, full support po kami. Kami po ay 100% sa iyo. Wala pang isang araw, wala lang nagawa. Ang hirap talaga maging politiko. Yung nakipag-usap sa akin, yung nag-traitor sa akin.
Despite the setback, Zubiri expressed gratitude to senators who remained loyal to him. He also expressed hope that Senator Chis Escudero would uphold the Senate's independence. Newly elected Senate President pro tempore Jinggoy Estrada belied rumors that Mig Zubiri had to resign as Senate President because of the hearing on the so-called PIDEA leaks. In an interview with 1PH Sa Totoo Lang, Estrada insisted the ongoing hearing about the controversial documents had nothing to do with the change of leadership in the Senate. The PDEA leaks tagged President Bongbong Marcos and other personalities as drug users.
Walang kinalaman yan. And in fairness naman to Senate President Subiri, he never meddles naman with us. No? Kung gusto namin magkaroon ng committee hearing, it is our call to do so. No? In fairness to reformers.
Estrada also insisted the Senate is not slow when it comes to forwarding the president's priority bills. He said they are taking their time to study and improve the bills before reaching the president's desk. Estrada also assured the public that the Senate will remain as an independent institution.
Pagdating ng bill sa amin galing sa House, we have to scrutinize it. Kasi maraming mga loopholes, yung mga pinapasa sa ating mga batas. So, kailangan namin scrutinize. We will remain as an independent institution. We will never become a rubber stamp of anybody.
Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian have been confirmed dead after a helicopter crash. Images from the crash site showed the chopper had collided with a mountain peak. Iran, however, has not provided a cause for the crash nor suggested sabotage. Several world leaders, including President Bongbong Marcos Jr., extends his condolences to Iran. President Marcos also said that Filipinos stand behind Iran in mourning during this difficult time. The chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court is seeking arrest warrants for Israeli and Hamas leaders, including Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin. This is in connection with their actions during the 7-month war between Israel and Hamas. Karim Khan says Netanyahu, his defense minister, and 3 Hamas leaders are responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip and Israel. Israel is not a member of the ICC, meaning the leaders will not face any immediate risk of prosecution. But the threat of arrest could make it difficult for them to travel abroad. The prosecutor must request the warrants from a pre-trial panel who take on average 2 months to determine if the proceedings can move forward. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. happens to charter change proposals. Well, Zubiri says it may be considered dead as Escudero has indicated opposition to the controversial Chacha. Meanwhile, Business World reports that the upper chamber approves a bill that seeks to impose a 12% VAT on digital services. That may cover companies with no physical presence in the Philippines like Amazon and Shein. Several senators resigned their committee chairmanships after Mig Zubiri resigned as Senate President. This is to give the new Senate President room to designate his team. Senator Sonny Angara announced his resignation as chairman of the Senate Committees on Finance, Youth, and as head of the Subcommittee on Constitutional Amendments and Revision of Codes. This committee is currently hearing the resolution of both houses number 6, which seeks to amend the economic provision of the 1987 Constitution. Meanwhile, Senator Nancy Binay also gave up chairmanship of the Senate Committees on Ethics and Privileges, Accounts, and Tourism. Senator Alan Peter Cayetano will replace her as the new Accounts Committee chairperson. Senator J.V. Ejercito also announced his resignation as head of the Senate Committees on Local Government and Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement. Senate President Cheese Escudero has no plans of changing his position on charter change. The newly installed Senate President said the plans on Chacha will be discussed by the majority bloc. Escudero also reiterated his opposition in amending the 1987 Constitution. He has previously questioned the proposed amendments, particularly in opening the education and advertising sectors to 100% foreign ownership. Escudero argued that it would not significantly benefit the country or create sufficient jobs for Filipinos.
We will discuss it on the part of the majority, but you know my position, and I have no plans of changing my position.
In sports, Alas Pilipinas, our national volleyball team is up to the challenge to perform well and win games in the 2024 ABC Challenge Cup despite having a short preparation time. Team captain Gia Morado de Guzman said that the team is eager to step up for the flag. She also encouraged her teammates to speak up when needed to build more chemistry inside the court. Alas Pilipinas will first face Australia on Wednesday. The Philippine National Volleyball Federation meanwhile promised to improve fan experience as more international leagues will be held in the Philippines.
We were very clear that we have very short preparation. So if there are any adjustments that need to be made, everyone has to speak up. So dito, we don't see seniors and young players. Everyone is on equal level.
I think it's a sport that's really pang family. The excitement is there, and with all these events ng volleyball happening from next week, and then in June we have the VNL, and then we have the FIVB Challenger Cup. So sunod-sunod na ang excitement. But again, without television and you, the media, and social media, volleyball will not be there right now, and the fan experience ang importante.
Organizers of the Paris Olympics clarified the beds at the Athletes Village are made of cardboard for environmental reasons and not to prevent athletes from having sex. This clarification followed efforts or reports suggesting the beds were designed to deter intimacy among athletes in the City of Love. A spokesman for the Paris Games explained that the choice of beds is part of a broader effort to minimize environmental impact. They emphasized that the beds are rigorously tested for robustness, comfort, and suitability for athletes of various body types, from gymnasts to judokas. After the games, the bed frames will be recycled and the mattresses and pillows will be donated to schools or associations. Ito, nag-enjoy ka na, nakatulong ka pa. This is exactly what happened after thousands of runners joined a charity run in Alabang last Saturday. At para bigyan ng muka ang balita, Mobile Journal, Evan Tarinque.
Hiling na ng ilan sa atin ang pagtakbo. Pampalakas daw ito ng katawan. Pero ilang pagtakbo gaya ng night run dito sa Alabang, hindi lang na-promote ang healthy lifestyle, nakatulong pa Hindi nagpatinag sa ulan ng higit 6,000 runners na lumahok sa JCI Electric Night Run for Hope itong Sabado ng gabi sa Alabang. Isa itong fundraising event para tulungan ang Hospicio de San Jose na isang night shelter o pansamantalang sanktuaryo ng ating mga kapatid na walang bahay at walang matutuluyan.
We're here to raise funds for the rehabilitation of the night shelter of Hospicio de San Jose. This night shelter serves as a nightly haven for our homeless brothers and sisters.
Suot-suot ang kanilang mga neon accessories. Aba, fashion kung fashion ang runners. Bonus na rin daw na umulan dahil malamig ang simoy ng hangin.
Rain or rain, tuloy talaga. So far, okay. Medyo malamig kasi umulan kanina.
May 4 na distances ang night run. Mula 1 kilometro para sa mga beginner, 3K, 5K, hanggang 10 kilometro para sa may mga experience na sa marathon. Pagsapit ng alas 9 ng gabi, takbuhan na! Unang tumakbo ang 10K runners at sinundan naman ito ng 5K, 3K at huling tumakbo ang 1K runners. Para sa ibang runners na nakausap ko, hindi pinalampas ang mga event tulad dito na exercise na charity work pa.
Instead of running na wala lang, might as well do it with a purpose. Why not hit 2 birds in 1 stone?
Kung may matutulungan, mas okay. At least nakatakbo ka na sa health mo, then nakatulong ka pa. Yun yung pinamaganda.
Sino mag-aakala na pagtakbo hindi lang beneficial sa katawan mo, nakakatulong din sa ibang tao. Ika nga nila, hitting 2 birds in 1 stone. Mobile Journal, Ivan Tarigi po hatid ang mukha ng balita.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.